morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello, Keswick.
How's everyone?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, I'm pleased. I'm just playing a little bit of music for the last minute of the YouTube introduction, and I'll do a quick hello to the viewers in a minute, and then we'll get underway.
Okay, awesome. I was just trying to not sign up, but tune into your YouTube.
Oh, okay. It'll be delayed by about 30 seconds, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's okay. Found it. Bimbles number 7.
That's the one. Hello everybody and welcome to Filbert Flies. Welcome to Bimbles Around Britain episode 7, in which we will be flying from Leeds Bradford, where we ended up last time, up to Carlisle over some of the most spectacular scenery the northern part of England has to offer. We'll be flying over the Yorkshire Dales, over the Lake District, and a little bit over the North Pennines as well. I'll give you a few bits of useful and interesting information on the way, and as ever this is a group flight, so I've got a number of people with me, and we'll have a little chat as we go along. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Let's do it. So we'll be taking off on the... I've forgotten what the runway numbers are here. But anyway, we'll be taking off to the southeast. We don't need to backtrack because we've got loads and loads of room on the runway. And then we'll be making a turn back in the opposite direction. And unfortunately, I have lost my map. Where's it gone? Ah, it's back, don't worry. Careful of the bumpy taxiways. Also be careful of looking at your Discord while you're taxiing. Right, who else has turned up? Zanis is in the chat. Hello Zanis. Can't see you in the sim yet, but I'm sure you'll catch us up. Let's go. Hello Gary, welcome on the YouTube chat. And Max, nice to see you. Zennis just spawned in the 787. Easy mistake to make. And unfortunately my little nav map is not allowing me to centre on the aircraft properly. I don't know why that is. Let's see if making it bigger helps. So there's going to be a little bit of valley flying today, not as much as there was in Wales, but that will come a little bit later. For now, I propose that we cruise at about 1,500 feet, something like that, and we will admire the Yorkshire Dales. And as ever, I'll try and cruise at around about 90 knots, which should mean that everyone can keep up and catch up if need be. So do any of you live in this part of the country?
Does it count if I've visited?
It does, yeah. Whereabouts did you visit?
I spent quite some time in Newcastle.
Oh, okay. Nice,
Yeah.
nice city.
Yeah, it was quite enjoyable.
Good.
Yeah, I was there for about 6 months.
Okay, was that a work thing or?
It was, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
I went in Nottinghamshire, did my Duke of Edinburgh Award in the Peak District.
Oh, right, cool. Yeah, I've been to the Lake District. I've spent sort of 2 nights there for a stag do once. It's one of those places I keep thinking I would love to go back to and do some walking. But yeah, the north of England I don't know well at all overall. And I've spent 1 night in Newcastle also for work. Went to a pub, had a few drinks, but really didn't see much at all.
Well, there's definitely a few pubs in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Pubs and clubs.
Yeah. That's what
Very,
it's known
very
for, really.
popular. Pardon?
That's what it's known for, really, isn't it? The nightlife.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's like well, you'd know, but I'm not telling you anything. You probably don't already know, but yeah, definitely very popular for stag parties and hen parties.
Yes. Yeah. So already we are at the border of the Yorkshire Dales National Park, which has been a national park since 1954. It's mostly agricultural, dotted with small villages, hamlets and farmsteads, and tourism is an increasingly important contributor to the economy. It's got just over 4,971 miles of dry stone walling, which is a traditional wall building method that was used across the country, but particularly in the north. And we will be seeing some pastures grazed by sheep and cattle. And it's probably most famous for being the home of Postman Pat, who of course lived in Greendale, which was supposed to be on the border between West Yorkshire and Cumbria, which we'll be flying over later on. So if it looks familiar, that's why. How was the last leg of the South America trip, Tolstoy? Or Kid, you were both.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, very good. I always look forward to those opportunities.
Good, yeah, I do. I just didn't quite have the energy after the week I'd had, but next time I'll be back.
Oh, good. We'll look for you.
We had quite a bit of diving down over the water.
Sorry, Kid, say that again.
We had some fun diving over a waterfall.
Oh,
One of the
nice.
highest waterfalls in South America, but I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, can you, Tolstoy?
I'm sorry, my attention was diverted. I'm trying to sign into Gmail so that I can comment on your YouTube stream. So I missed the question. What was it?
Oh, the name of the waterfall you dived over.
The name of what?
The waterfall that you dived over.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't remember it.
No.
I remember the waterfall,
No,
but
I remember the waterfall.
yeah, it was. But it is the waterfall that has the most volume of water, the highest volume of water in the world.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Not the tallest, but it has the most water going over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to try and catch up on that leg at some point.
I think it was about 800 foot high. Twice as high as Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. It's impressive. LDR in flight.
LDR.
Nice to see you. Good afternoon. Sorry I missed your message. And LJ Vlogs has been to the Lake District and the area around North Yorkshire like Whitby and Scarborough. Nice. Little Jenny, hello. Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. I'll do my best with the trivia. I'm sorry, kid. I think I talked over you there just as I was starting to talk about YouTube comments.
No problem. So we had the usual trouble with the crash landing.
Oh, right. Yeah. I keep saying after every one I must do some practice of short field landings, and I never do it. And so I never improve, sadly.
Here, I've finally got my YouTube all sorted out, so I can.
Oh, good. Yes, I see you in the chat.
So I can actually climb back up to where I should be instead of doing a slow descent into terrain.
Zanis, yes, Cessna 152. Yeah, that's what we're flying. I downloaded the Mega Pack as well. I installed the Cessnas out of the Mega Pack, so I should be able to see your liveries in that today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I just came in the default just in case.
Oh, did you? Oh, we both
Yeah,
tried to accommodate each other.
I didn't want to show up as a Bonanza.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with the Bonanza.
Yeah, it's just not what you're in.
Yeah.
So we're approaching Bolton Bridge now, which crosses the River Wharf. I can't tell you much about the bridge, except it's quite pretty and old. But it is, the River Wharf, you'll be interested to hear, is the 21st longest river in Britain, at 65 miles long. There you are. Next
The
time
21st.
someone... 21st, yes.
Well, now that I see your stream, I think I'm going to have to improve my weather. I have an overcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm using the few clouds preset because, yeah, the cloud bases are a little low for what we'll be doing later on.
Okay. Here. Just like that, I'm now in better weather.
It's wonderful, that ability, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually quite nice.
So my map is not playing ball at all. I'm going to try and bring up the map in Sim and see if that's any better. Yeah, that is a bit better. It'll be less pretty for the viewers, but at least I'll know where I'm going. You might also know the Yorkshire Dales from film and TV adaptations of James Herriot's All Creatures Great and Small. Don't know if anyone's watched any of those.
They were fabulous, and the books were good as well.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't read either. But, and also, of course, the setting for Downton Abbey was somewhere around here, somewhere in Yorkshire. It wasn't actually filmed here. It was filmed in a castle in Hampshire, in the south of England, but this is where it was supposed to be. So we're going to follow the River Wharf for quite a long way, just through this valley here, and then we'll break off in a little bit. And despite saying 1500 feet would be ideal, I'm quite a lot lower, as you can see. Max RG, we're on the Southeast Asia server. So we're now approaching Burnsall, which has a population of about 110, or it did in 2011 anyway. And you'll be interested to hear that the primary school is housed in a Grade 2 listed building from 1602, which was originally a grammar school. And the path along the river from here to Hebden dates back all the way to Viking times. This is Burnsall on our right down here now. And the next town along is Grassington, a market town mentioned in the Domesday Book, so it's been settled since at least 1086. It has an annual festival in the summer, which has been running since 1980, not 1080. They didn't go in for festivals so much back then. And every September they hold a 1940s themed weekend with war reenactments, dances and displays of military and civilian vehicles from the time. It used to have a golf club, but this was closed during World War II. That's an important enough fact for Wikipedia, so it's important enough for you lot as well. And I actually have a photo, for those of you who are watching on Twitch and YouTube. This is the 1940s weekend that happened in 2016.
So Philbert, you are streaming on both YouTube and Twitch?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
which would you prefer have people watch?
Twitch, to be honest with you, because I have very, very few followers on Twitch, so I'd like some more. But it's it doesn't hugely matter as long as people are watching.
I might give that a try then. I'll switch over to Twitch.
All right, thank you.
Although I'm a little bit close to the ground to divert my attention too much.
No rush, no rush.
What I'll do, I'll try to trim it into a shallow climb.
Okay.
Where I can be a little bit better about not paying so much attention. Anyway.
Do you have a Twitch account? I mean, don't go through the trauma of setting it all
No,
up.
yeah, no, I do have a Twitch account.
Oh, okay, good.
I don't use it very often, but
No.
I thought I'd give it a try.
Okay, cool. Right, what have I missed in the chat over here? Good news, they're improving the UK next. Yes, it is. I didn't know Manchester Airport was on the list, but that is good if it's true. Barton Airport definitely is. And I would also love it if they would fix the airport, the Airbus, preferably before January. Jared Reed, do you live around this part of the world? Have you just visited Grassington? Or Grassington, I should probably say. Oh, and your flight sim crashed. Sorry, Zenith, it's a pain. They're definitely adding new airports. I think they're improving the terrain mesh. I don't know if they're adding more photogrammetry cities. I didn't actually watch the developers stream. Yes, we will be flying over Kettlewell. Yeah. Do you know much about Kettlewell, Jared? Because I don't have very much to say. Do chime in if anyone has any local knowledge. It's always good to hear. Hello, Eamon. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Hello again, Tolstoy. Nice to see you. Nice to see you on 3 platforms. This is a treat.
Yeah. Well, I did have to give up YouTube I'm only gonna watch one of your streams, but
Right, no, fair enough, fair enough.
I don't have the technology to watch both at the same time. Well, I could, I could, but they'd both be in small, like half-sized windows then.
Yeah, and interrupting each other. Yeah.
I am familiar with Windows. So I guess I do have the technology.
You have the technology and the know-how, but not the will, and that's fair enough. So yes, this is Kettlewell that we're flying over now, or flying, I've just passed it. And I can tell you about the name, which is believed to come from an Anglo-Saxon word meaning bubbling brook or stream. It was home to a thriving market from the 13th century, which mostly sold corn to start with, and then later on textiles, and in the late 18th to 19th centuries it was home to lead mining, which revitalised the village. It's got the remains of an old smelting mill which was used from 1700 to 1880. So if you're ever in the area, make sure you check out the smelting mill. Gloucestershire is underrated. Yeah, I don't do much flying in Gloucestershire, to be honest. Will I fly over Hawes? Because I've been... No, I'm not flying over Hawes, I'm afraid, LJ Vlogs. Quite pretty though, isn't it?
Yes, I'm enjoying this valley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think they are doing, certainly Gloucester Airport on the UK update, Roger. I don't think they are. I've seen a list and it doesn't ring a bell. Busiest GA airport in the country? Well, I never. Good fact. So the next village we'll be passing is Hubberholm, which was a favourite place of J.B. Priestley, who wrote an Inspectacles amongst many, many other things. He called it the smallest, pleasantest place in the world. There you are, Hubberholm. How do you change the reg? It's in the world map screen after you've chosen your aircraft. On the same menu where you can change the livery and the weight and balance, it has an ATC options section there, and you can put whatever registration you want in there. Hello Bobby Fuzzy, first time catching me live. Oh excellent, well welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel, and thank you, I'm glad you're enjoying the scenery reviews.
Looking and sounding good, Pablo, in that 320.
Is Pablo here?
Yeah, you'll hear him in a second.
wait turn on this screen. That's my good.
This is Deepdale that we're coming up to now. I have nothing to say about Deepdale. Nothing at all. But I get the distinct impression that Jared knows this part of the world quite well in the Jared in the YouTube chat. So, yeah, any facts you might want to share would be very welcome, I'm sure. Does anyone know anything about Little Nav Map and why it won't let me zoom out and stay zoomed out?
I found if you zoom out scrolling the mouse wheel, it automatically resets the zoom after a few seconds.
Oh, okay.
Like the plus and minus button on the zoom, it stays.
Interesting, I'll try that, thank you. It's just zoomed out of its own accord now. See how it goes. I'll use the plus and minus button in future, thank you. So we're coming up to Ribblehead now, and the Ribblehead Viaduct, which is not modelled in the sim at all, unfortunately. But it's the longest structure on the settled to Carlisle railway line, which was built between 1869 and 1874. And I've got a photo of it for you, those of you watching the streams. There it is, pretty spectacular. So you can imagine it. Imagine we're flying over it. It was built by up to 2,300 men, most of whom lived in shanty towns near its base, and 100 men lost their lives during its construction. And sadly, the settled Carlisle was one of the last railway lines to be constructed primarily with manual labour. So a beautiful structure, but a bit of a sad history. Like so much of Britain, I suppose.
Well, taking into account the delay, I just saw your photo popped up. It's quite a nice structure.
It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Dudefell Hill near here, like the surface of the moon. Wow. Wish I'd factored that into the flight plan. Sounds awesome. So we're actually going to follow, after we get to the Ribblehead Viaduct, we're going to follow the Settle to Carlisle line for a little bit. And it's one of the most scenic railways in the country. And it was closed during the... I can't remember exactly when. I think it was closed in the 80s, or it was threatened with closure in the 80s, but there was a huge campaign to keep it going, and it worked. And now passenger numbers are growing, and freight traffic is growing, and it's taken a lot of lorries off the road because they've reconnected a couple of quarries to the main line, which had previously been disconnected. I'll descend a little bit in the hope that you might be able to see the railway and Ribblehead Station. There it is, just down there. I'll make a right turn to follow it a short way. And this is where that viaduct is. You can see a little bit of shadow in the ground image, but unfortunately you can't see the sides of it. Better do some climbing, I guess, looking at that hill ahead. See you later, Zanis. Oh, Ribblehead is like the moon, you mean? Yeah, I know what you mean. It's quite barren and rocky, isn't it? So the railway line goes into a tunnel just here, so we won't be seeing that again. But a little something for the rail fans among you.
I'm just chuckling at the 320.
Right. I did spot him, but I've lost him again now.
We're kind of at the back, and I'm only just now turning to follow the railway.
Oh yes, I see you. Yeah, I'll slow down a little bit.
Oh no, I'm just gallivanting and
Oh, okay.
and bimbling.
That is the name of the game. So this river that we are just approaching now is the River Dee. It's not the same River Dee that we passed on the last leg. You might remember near the Mersey we passed the mouth of a River Dee. It's an altogether less impressive one, to be honest, that rises just to the east of here and flows down into the River Rothay. And we'll cross that river later on. Thank you, LDI. I'm glad you found the top 10 airports useful. It's always a bit controversial ranking things and giving your opinion, but I hope it will be a nice summary for people who have a bit of money to spend. He's managed to get that 320 pretty slow, isn't he, considering?
Yes.
Indeed, yeah, the River Eden will be coming up quite soon. Although it is a little bit irksome that Pablo is managing to follow along a group flight of Cessna 152s in an A320, and I can't even get the blimmin' thing to fly at the moment. I haven't tried since day before yesterday, but it just wouldn't work. So we're approaching Dent here, which is on the Settle to Carlisle line, but the station is actually 4 miles behind us and not in Dent at all. But it's home to an independent microbrewery, and it hosts a music and beer festival at the end of June. So if you fancy a trip to Yorkshire, June is the time to come. Top tip. And I'm going to say this is the microbrewery on this hill here, for sure. Is it really, Jared? Dent Station, highest in Great Britain. Fascinating fact, thank you. Do you happen to know why it's called Dent Station when it's not actually in Dent? Thank you for the sub simulation, Mild, and welcome to the stream. It was the closest town, was it? I thought I thought that there was somewhere closer, but I can't remember, and I didn't do my research properly. So I will take your word for it, Jared. So we're quite close to the border between the counties of West Yorkshire and Cumbria now. So if you're wanting to picture where Postman Pat lived, this is about as close as I can get you. And we're also about to leave the Yorkshire Dales National Park and enter the Lake District National Park, which was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site very recently, actually in 2017. And it's home to both the highest mountain in the UK, in England rather, Scafell Pike, which we'll be passing later, and the deepest and largest natural lakes, Wastwater and Windermere. Windermere being the biggest, and we'll be passing that shortly as well. But first I'm going to take you to see a really rubbish lake called called Killington Lake, which is actually man-made, and it's mostly used for water sports. But it's very conveniently located just next to the M6 motorway. So if you can't really be bothered to go and see all the beautiful scenery of the Lake District, you can stop off, have a bacon butty, and go and see a lake. Yeah, good point, LJ Vlogs. Yeah. I wish I'd made a point of visiting Dent Station now. Now I know it's the highest in Britain. So this is it, Killington Lake. There goes Pablo. Nice. Oh, that trick isn't working for me, kid. It's doing what it wants with the zoom. It's zoomed back out and then in again, and I used the minus button and it held for a bit but went back again. Very strange. There you are, there's the M6. Land and get a butty. Yeah, I am quite tempted to actually have a bacon butty, but I have neither bacon nor rolls, unfortunately. So we're coming up to Kendal now, which is quite a large town. In fact, it's the third largest town in Cumbria after Carlisle, where we're landing today, and Barrow-in-Furness. It's mainly a centre for tourism these days, but does anyone know anything famous that comes out of Kendal by chance?
Mint cake.
Mint cake, absolutely. The story of Kendal mint cake goes that it was originally discovered by accident when a batch of glacier mints went wrong. Apparently, they boiled the solution for the mints but left it overnight and found it had turned cloudy and solidified. It's been used as an energy snack on many famous expeditions, including Sir Ernest Shackleton's Imperial Transantarctic expedition, which led to a rise in its international popularity amongst mountaineers and hikers. So a good bit of marketing for a dodgy batch of glacier mints. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either, Jared, to be honest. Am I on VATSIM long by name? Not at the moment, no. No, we're just using the Southeast Asia server with all players turned on. T-Base service southbound is the best on the M6. Good tip again. Thank you, Jared. Don't think I've ever been there. So the lake that you see in the distance there is Windermere. Would anyone like to have a guess at how long it is? Okay, I'll tell you. It's over 11 miles long and nearly a mile wide. It's a ribbon lake formed in a glacial trough after the retreat of ice at the end of the last ice age, and it has been one of the most popular places for holidays and summer homes since the arrival of the railways in 1874. Yes, we're going very near Ambleside, I think, LJ Vlogs. I can't actually remember where it is that I've been in the Lake District. I know I've been there, but it was quite a long time ago. Well, good guesses, good guesses. 18 kilometres. Pretty close, I imagine. This is the trouble with the YouTube delay. I have no idea if these are legitimate guesses or based on what you now know to be the facts. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Oh, of course, this is Beatrix Potter territory as well, isn't it? LJ Vlogs has been to the Peter Rabbit tourist place in Windermere. Thank you for your honesty, long by name. Appreciate it. Right, we can descend a little bit here. I don't know quite how I've ended up so high. Actually I do, I just haven't really been paying attention to anything other than the chat and looking out the window. So this is where we can do some proper valley flying, as long as I don't miss the turning. And I say proper valley flying, there's a little bit of it, but you will need to climb quite sharply before we get to Scafell Pike, and I'll try and remember to tell you where that is. What are my specs? I have an i7-8700K processor with 32 gigabytes of RAM and a 1080 Ti graphics card. And I've used my settings are mostly high or ultra, but I've used the settings guide on the official forums, which gives me pretty good performance. I'll try not to crash, Jared. And even more than that, I'll try not to lead anyone else into the side of a mountain. But you know, I can't make any promises. So at the northwestern end of this lake, there is a village called Clappersgate, which was actually classified as a port in the 18th century, thanks to its wharf on the Brathay River. It was used for slate shipping. And I have a painting of that to show you, which I'm going to show you a little bit early so that we don't miss our turning. If I can find it. Yes, here we are. This is Clappersgate Wharf. And this is a painting from 1817 by John Harden. Oh, I've got my cat on the keyboard. That's not helpful. Not right now, Morris. So this is Clappersgate that I'm flying over at the moment. Tiny little place to have a major port, isn't it? Yeah, Scafell Pike is ahead of us. It is one of the three peaks. So people do the Three Peaks Challenge, where they climb the highest mountains in England, Scotland and Wales. So we've seen the Welsh one, and now we've seen the English one, and we will of course fly around Ben Nevis when we get up to Scotland. This is Elter Water that I'm flying over at the moment. I really need little nav map to work properly at this stage of the flight. No, I'm not. I haven't updated it for ages. I should probably do that.
So I'm using 264.
I think so. Can't find my main window. 261 I'm using.
It's 264 now.
Right.
Whether that fixes the zoom, I don't know. If the zoom's working for me.
Oh, it probably will then. I haven't had many problems with it, so I haven't seen a need to update until now. But I'll do that after the flight, thank you. Joe Mau Mau, thank you for following on Twitch. Welcome to the stream. So we'll be able to descend back down into the valleys in a little while, but for now we need to start a fairly brisk climb. And I know this because one of my waypoints is called Climb. Oh, someone just crashed. Who crashed? I'm starting to wonder if I should have called the previous waypoint climb rather than this one. We'll see. I've got a bit more fuel on board than I did last time I flew this. Oh no, I've cleared it. Nobody panic.
It makes for some excitement.
It does, it does. So we're going to depart from the course now. We're going to do a little loop around Scafell Pike, which is just over to our left at the moment. And I will, I'll tell you what little I know about it. I mean, you'd have thought I'd have written down how high it was, really, wouldn't you? But I haven't. I'll find it, don't you worry. I can fly and look at Wikipedia at the same time, it's not a problem. Probably.
978.
Thank you. 978 metres. Oh, right, cool. 3,209 feet. So I'll make a left turn here. So probably not that impressive to those of you who live in more mountainous parts of the world, but we like it. My graphic aim, and I can't really share my graphic settings with you at the moment, but my suggestion would be go to the official Microsoft Flight Simulator forums, go to the Advanced Pilot Help and Guides section, and follow the advice given in that. I use most of the high-end settings where there's a choice, and that works out pretty well for me, but I do tweak things occasionally. Oh, you're on live time with the sunset. Do you know, I'm going to have a little squiz at that, I think. It's 9:51. I'll come back to real time. Oh yeah, that's beautiful, isn't it? That is spectacular. I was tempted to suggest we use live time just for this very reason, but it would have meant us arriving in Carlisle when it's just a little bit too dark and missing out on some of the scenery. Okay, so I'm going to continue round to the left and we'll continue on our way. No, I tried out the live weather earlier and it wasn't flyable. Oh, my sim's just frozen. Oh, it's back, don't worry. No, I never use AI offline traffic. No, so I don't know what effect that would have on my frame rate, I'm afraid. I don't find a huge drop in performance if I use live traffic, if that's of any help. So we can descend into this valley. Not this valley, that valley. The one on my left. Follow me, everyone, it'll be absolutely fine. This is the River Derwent down here. Yes, we are flying over Penrith later on. Oh no, now Little Navmap's crashed. Now I have absolutely no idea where we're going. It's alright, it's open again. Right, we're going to make a left turn here. Quite a sharp left turn. And straight up ahead of me you will see Honister Slate Mine, which I know you enjoyed the slate mines in Wales actually, didn't you? It's less impressive than those, but the interesting thing about it is it's been producing Westmoreland green slate since 1728 and it's still going. So that's what we're looking at here. And even though it's a working slate mine, you can actually do a tour around it, at the end of which they'll let you take as much slate as you can fit into your car boot for only £20, which is a pretty good deal, I think. Although what you'd do with it at the other end, I don't know. But it's particularly nice slate, this Westmoreland green. It's been used on the roof of Buckingham Palace, and it comes with a 300-year guarantee. That's how confident they are in it. Hello Jason, nice to see you. Yeah, it's a little bit challenging. It's quite pretty. This lake is Buttermere, the one that we're just approaching now. And the second lake is Cronach Water, which is fed by Scafell, the highest waterfall in the Lake District, with a drop of 170 feet. So not quite as impressive as the one you flew past on Tuesday. No, I can imagine, Jason. Would be good though, wouldn't it, to take a laptop into work and do a little bit of flying when things get too much. So we've got quite a sharp right turn coming up, which you could also do with climbing a little bit in advance of, because there's a valley followed by a ridge. And I totally missed it last time, so oh, here it is, here it is. Do you know, I haven't counted, Jason. Quite a few. I think this is probably the busiest group flight to date. I'll have a look once I'm over this ridge. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I make that. Oh no, 10. No, they're not with us either. 9. Quite a lot of turbulence off these ridges. Horse Crag Mine somewhere on our left. So this town up ahead of us is Keswick, isn't it, I think? Yes, it is. So Keswick is a market town which had a population of 5,243 in 2011. It's been in existence since at least the 13th century, when Edward I granted a charter for Keswick's market. And this market's been going constantly for 700 years. 700 years! That's amazing, isn't it? No, this isn't an add-on, this is just the default. Keswick is also home to the Derwent Pencil Museum, which amongst other fascinating exhibits contains the biggest colouring pencil in the world. Does anyone know how long the biggest colouring pencil in the world is?
11 miles long and 1 mile wide.
Brilliant. Any other guesses before I reveal all?
18 kilometers.
I tell you what, I've got some exciting news for you. I've actually got a picture of the world's longest colouring pencil. I'll leave that up. You can have a little think about it.
Well, I'll give a guess. I'm going to say 8 feet.
Pretty good, Tolstoy. Pretty good. A little bit longer, but not much, I think.
10?
I only know in meters. It's
4.
Sorry?
4 meters?
Longer.
Oh.
I'll
5 meters.
I'll tell you. It's 7.91 meters long.
Oh, that's actually quite long.
Yeah, pretty long. And it weighs... I can't read what I've written. Oh yes, it weighs over 446 kilograms. And the reason there's this fascinating pencil museum here is that pencil production was really important to the local economy in the 1930s. It's a big decade for pencil manufacturing. It's the default Cessna 152, Eamon. Mossy! Oh no, bad luck. I hope your dog is alright. Yeah, I'm sorry you missed it. I mean, you could still join us. If you go to the world map, you should be able to spawn in on me, on my location. Or just slew to where we are if you want. I better turn that pencil off now. I mean, that's not why people are here.
The museum's very good, I've been there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You say I know my stuff, Jason. I know my stuff very, very temporarily. If you asked me any questions about the last leg of this trip, I probably wouldn't be able to remember a single thing. But it is quite interesting reading up on these places. Hello, Zanis. Did you have a nice lunch? We're just beyond Keswick at the moment, Zanis, just northeast of Keswick. Yeah, I mean, this is the trouble with Google though, Jared. You know, I mean, you can find anything out, which is what I do, and I make notes, but you don't have to remember anything anymore. There was a time where if you wanted to know something, you had to look it up in a book, and if you did that, it would stick in your brain a bit longer. But it's all just a bit too easy to look at things and forget them instantly, I think. Alright, Jason, have a good rest of your shift. How much longer have we got left? I would guess... oh, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 minutes, something like that. Not that long, I'm afraid. we're now actually leaving the Lake District National Park. I mean, there's an awful lot more to see, but in terms of getting all the way around the country, I figured I'd take you through the centre and do a few highlights, but I'd definitely recommend coming back and exploring a bit more. It is beautiful. Or better still, visiting in the real world. Yeah, I hope you can make the next one, Mossy. I would like to try and do these every 2 weeks on a Saturday, so there's a bit of regularity. I won't be able to keep that up forever because I work every 5th Saturday, but certainly for the next month or so. Mind you, it's Christmas, isn't it? I don't know what impact that will have on it. But yeah, as a goal, I'll say I'm going to do them every 2 weeks. Is your dog alright, Mossy? I work for the railway, long by name. I'm an operations manager. Ah, cool. I like the Cirrus. It's a good plane. It's probably the plane I'll buy when I win the lottery, I think, an SR-22. I failed to win the Euro Millions last night, unfortunately. But next time. So we're approaching Penrith now, which is less than 3 miles outside the Lake District National Park. And the only thing I can tell you, well, I can tell you 2 things about it. It's on the West Coast Main Line, so you can get a fast train to here from London and access the lakes that way. And also, the Roman road from Manchester to Carlisle ran through here. Oh, that must have been scary, Mossy. I'm glad he's alright. Glad he's alright. You know, I've never been to a centre parks. Where am I looking, LJ Gloves? Try and spot it on the map if I can. Assuming it's near here. No, I can't see it. I can't see the A6 either. to give you an idea of just how windy this route has been, we're about to cross the M6 for a second time. Can an A320 land at Carlisle? It's got a reasonably long runway. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. There's Penrith station down here. And what about 787? I have my doubts, Zanis. I have my doubts. I'm going the wrong way now. We need to turn left, people. So the section of the Pennine Hills that you see ahead of you is part of the North Pennines Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty. And we're not going to see a huge amount of that, I'm afraid. We're just cutting the corner to have a quick look before we head north to Carlisle. Pablo's over here, so on my 9 o'clock-ish. No, don't follow the leader, actually. I've gone way off course. Hold on. We're done. Do you ever get muddled up with your views and you just can't work out how to get back in the cockpit? You should be able to press... No, I don't know what I've done. I have to do it that way. Right, okay, I can fly the plane again now. That's something. I usually just press insert to switch between drone view and cockpit view. For some reason it wouldn't let me go back. Yeah, if you're following me you're going the wrong way, quite frankly. But it's alright, I'm going to fix it now. This is the River Eden down below us. So we're heading towards Mamersby now. Oh, sorry, Melmerby, not Mamersby, Melmerby. And I've got a bit of an interesting story about this place. So it has a Grade 2 listed village hall, which began life as a defensive structure called Melmerby Tower in the 14th century. And a petition was sent to Edward II sometime between 1320 and 1326. And I'll read it to you. John le Denham petitions the king that whereas he has a castle in Cumberland called Melmerby Tower, which could be kept by 12 men-at-arms, he has kept it until now and has often been assailed by the Scots, to their great loss. And John's lands are so devastated there and elsewhere that he can no longer bear the expense. He craves help in the form of wages or otherwise until times change, because all the country around would suffer great peril and loss if it were taken through lack of garrison. So basically, this guy wrote to the king and said, look, I've been doing a good job fighting the Scots here and I need some money, please. Which I think is quite interesting. And I believe Melmerby should be just up on this low hill ahead. Oh no, it's before the hill, it's just below my right wing now. I didn't spot Centre Parks, I'm afraid, LJ Vlogs. No. Pablo's way off in the distance at 940 feet. Climbing. I'm curious as to what he's up to. Could be at Carlisle actually, practicing his landings. Yeah, that would make sense. Would it? No, Carlisle's sort of north of me now. I don't know. The town you see ahead is Alston, which shares the title of the highest market town in England with Buxton in Derbyshire. It's about 1,000 feet above sea level. And historically this area has been mined for lead, silver, zinc, coal and fluorite, which is the mineral form of calcium fluoride.
Is this the Alston that's famous for the flower show?
It's a good question. I'm going to Google it. I don't know about Alston Flower Show. Oh, this is a folk tune. Sorry, not an actual flower show.
You think you
Well, there's a
Helston in
folk
Cornwall.
tune, but I think it's an actual. It's based on an actual event, I believe.
Yes. I'm sure it was. Sorry, what did you say, kid?
It was Astro. It's Helston in Cornwall. We have the floral dance.
Okay. Interesting. So there is a tune called the Alston or Alston Flower Show,
Okay.
but I don't know where it hails from. I wouldn't be surprised if it was here. It's from the northeast, definitely. Yeah, I'm going to say this is the Alston of the Alston Flower Show hornpipe. Confirmed. Hello, Caffel. Nice to see you. So what I can tell you for a fact about Alston is that it has a narrow gauge railway which runs from here to Slaggyford, which we're essentially following. We'll have a look out the window and see if we can spot it in a minute. Which runs along the old British Rail track bed on a closed railway line. Is that it down there? Yes, I think it must be. Yeah, there we are. The South Tynesdale Railway. And this is the South Tyne River that we're following.
Is that the same Tyne which is referred to Newcastle upon Tyne?
I don't think it is, because that is just the River Tyne. I don't know what the connection is. It could be that that the South Tyne flows into the Tyne. I'm not sure. Let me have a look. Okay. So you have the South Tyne and the North Tyne, which converge at Warden Rock near Hexham in Northumberland, and then it becomes the Tyne. So yes, it sort of is. You have the North Tyne, the South Tyne, and then the combined Tyne. Oh, Mossy, you made it! I see you.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thought I'd come and join just for the last little bit.
Yeah, I'm pleased. So I was saying earlier, I don't know if you're here for this, that I'm going to try and make this a regular fortnightly thing on a Saturday, just with the odd one missed out due to work.
Nice. That'd be good.
Yeah. I'm not good at committing to schedules, but I need to get better at it, so there we are. That's interesting, Jared. For those of you not looking at the YouTube comments, Jared says that Alston has a ratio of 20-1 men to women. It's incredible. Dad, how much time is remaining? Not long, probably only about 10-15 minutes. And I'm afraid I've come to the end of all of my fascinating facts for this trip.
Ah, missed them all.
Did. We're coming up to a place called Lambley, and I can't tell you a thing about it. I did look. There's just not a lot to, not a lot to know. Yeah, the weather's grim today. It started out looking fairly promising, with, but even then the cloud bases were too low for that Scafell Pike bit. So I think for the next leg we're going to probably press on up to Glasgow and see a bit of Scotland.
Nice.
Oh well, Jay Vlogs, I answered you before you even asked the question. I must have read your mind. So we're going to land on runway 24 at Carlisle, and I've very helpfully included a waypoint for those of you looking at the map, which will line you up nicely with the final. This is the beauty of not using live weather because the winds are entirely predictable. That would be a very good idea, LJ Vlogs. Yeah, we will try and incorporate Barry Beach Airport. Nice set of wheels, Zanis. It's a good looking plane, that one. Nice set of wings, I suppose. More appropriate.
What do you think to the USA update, Gilbert?
Well, I haven't really done much exploring of it, to be honest. I was planning on doing a live stream doing... where was I going to fly? Oh, Chicago to Dallas Fort Worth. And I hadn't looked at the airport before setting off, so I really have no idea. But I'm very excited about the UK update that's apparently coming next.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sometime at the end of
Awesome.
January, if I remember rightly.
Wow. Awesome.
Fleming Lerbeek, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, and they are including at least 4 airports in that, and they are also improving the terrain mesh and adding waypoints and all sorts of other stuff.
Nice.
So I sort of wish I'd left my Bimbles around Britain for a little bit longer now, but never mind.
We can do it again.
We can do it again, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
it's-
that time, you'll have more subscribers, and they would have missed all the facts.
yeah,
So
this
you
is
can do it
true.
again.
It's true. It's true.
Doesn't matter.
I could
Yeah.
certainly do a few highlights. I don't know if I'd do the
Yeah.
whole thing, but I'd probably do this again. I'd probably do the Snowdonia leg again. In fact, I was thinking about trying... You know they do these official streams on Twitch, these community fly-in streams. I was thinking about maybe finding out how you get to do one of those and doing that Welsh trip again. Because that's bound
Yeah.
to lead to a few subscribers, isn't it? If you're on the official Twitch channel.
Oh yeah.
but I'd have to get a webcam because everyone shows their face on that, so it's a whole different ball game.
Oh, does that mean we get a face reveal?
It might do.
Filbert, there's also the official Microsoft Flight Simulator forums website, and a lot of people just post group flights on there also.
Do they? Okay. I've never been sure whether that's a bit sort of spammy and a bit self-promotion-y for there. But if that's what people are up to, then I'll do it.
Oh yeah, just go check it out and see. I mean, every day somebody's posting something.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
it's often the same kind of half dozen or 8 kind of groups, or not groups, but Discord servers. Most of them have their own Discord, but not always.
Okay.
Some just use the Microsoft Flight Sim Discord itself for chat communications, for example. They don't even have their own Discord channel.
Yeah. Well, maybe I should do that. It's interesting. I don't want these to become huge, the group flights. I quite like the sort of numbers we have at the moment, where we can chat a bit and it isn't a huge crowd. But I do want to be a YouTube millionaire before Christmas, so it's it's tricky. It's a balancing act.
You've got less than a month now, mate.
I know. I know. You see, you're always the one who tells me how achievable this is, and I'm starting to hear a little bit of doubt creeping into your voice.
No, no doubt, mate. No doubt. I mean, you've gained loads of subscribers since I met you.
Yeah, I have.
A long time ago. Now.
It's true, they are growing.
Yeah.
And I am getting a little bit of ad revenue, which is nice. So yeah.
Exactly.
I
There
can't
we go.
complain.
I think your Twitch is even doing a bit better now.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it is. It is. I'm trying to, I mean, I am becoming a little bit obsessive with all these reviews and things. It's taking over quite a large chunk of my life, which I don't mind really, with COVID and not being able to do much, but I think I'll have to make sure it takes a bit of a back seat when life goes back to normal, because otherwise this will be it. Ah, there's the airport. Closer than I thought. Sorry, I've missed a lot of YouTube chat here. Hadrian's Wall. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. Did I see Two-Town Murphy's stream last night? No, I didn't. 26th of January. Oh, okay, that's the UK update. There we are, 26th of January.
Nice.
I can't see the pappies because of all your labels. It's no good. Sorry?
I'm making a quick turn around just so I can get behind you.
Oh, okay. So I can see him now.
Well,
Stream.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Jared suggests that I stream in a mankini. It's not that kind of channel, Jared, sorry.
Over 18s only.
Do you know, I've been looking at, I get these communications from YouTube occasionally. Now I've got over 1,000 subscribers, and one of the things you can do apparently is have paid memberships. And I've been thinking, well, what would I do with a paid membership? You know, what would I do in addition to what I do now that people would want to pay for? And I think Jared's just come up with the answer.
What was the answer?
Streaming a mankini.
Yeah.
Oh dear, too much chat, not enough focusing on my landing. This is embarrassing. Well, we now know the answer to whether or not you can land an A320 at Carlisle. You certainly can. Well done, Pablo. And I was going to say, before everyone rushed ahead of me, exit to the right, and there's some parking sort of back the way we came. Zanis, forgive me, I'm going to drive through you so I can lead the way to where the parking is. So we're going to go up this runway 36, is it? Maybe 10? Not entirely sure. Then we'll take a right over towards those humongous hangars over there. It's interesting, I would have thought that Carlisle might be somewhere that there would be some decent freeware for, but I couldn't find any. I totally failed to film any of your landings today. It's a shame, I should have done that. Still, next time, next time.
Yes.
It's nice to have the pressure taken off once in a while, I imagine. Right, and then there are a good few parking spots up here. I'll take the last one. And you can all join me when you're ready. I don't know how true to life these spots are. I won't get too close to that taxiway. Actually, yeah, I will. It's just us. No one needs it right now, do they? There's even room for Pablo's A320 on the other side of this taxiway. See how considerate I am? Oh, he's going off-roading. Well, welcome to Carlisle, everyone. There's almost enough parking for everyone. I think we'll call it a day there. I hope you've enjoyed it.
That was very, very nice. Thank you.
Good. And yes, as I say, 2 weeks today, we'll do the next leg and we'll head up north of the border into Scotland. So to all those of you watching on Twitch and YouTube, thank you very much for joining me. Do subscribe if you haven't already, or follow me on Twitch. And hope to see you again soon on Phil But Flies. Bye-bye.